Hi everyone, this is Caroline Speaks, State of the World, on Monday, August 30th, 2021. So what is it? Good, bad, or indifferent? All three, I'm afraid. Coronavirus is there. Troops are returning from Afghanistan. Refugees are coming in. So a lot of things happening. Uh, let's see what's doing. Look at some headlines. Okay. Now, some of the main headlines are Hurricane Ida slams native communities in Louisiana as New Orleans loses electricity, and coronavirus rages. Hurricane Ida hits oil industry in black and native communities on the Louisiana coast amid climate crisis because the oil industry builds its facilities in the black and native communities in the poor areas where people don't have a say. Even the legislature voted to let the oil and gas industry in, but they didn't consult with the native people and the black communities. Exxon's oil drilling gamble off Guyana coast could turn country from a carbon sink to a carbon bomb. In Guyana, I don't know why they agreed to that. U.S. winds down Afghanistan occupation like it began with drone strikes and civilian casualties. Isn't that nice? Now, up to 10 people are killed in the U.S. strike in Kabul. Up to 10 people killed in U.S. strike in Kabul. Rockets fired at airport as withdrawal continues, as withdrawal deadline nears. Hurricane Ida slams into Louisiana, killing one person, cutting power to entire city of New Orleans. Florida judge says schools can impose mask mandates. Dr. Fauci thanks vaccine mandates for students. And why did the Florida school districts have to even go to a judge? Why do they have a crazy governor who says they can't have mask mandates? Reverend Jesse Jackson transfers to rehab as his wife moves to ICU. Apparently, she had a pre-existing condition and couldn't get vaccinated, whereas her husband was vaccinated. Conservative radio hosts die of COVID-19. Well, we've had several of them. We've had a Florida radio host, Mark Bernier, has become the latest vaccine critic to die of coronavirus. Bernier referred to himself on air as Mr. Anti-Vax. His death came just a week after Tennessee-based radio host Phil Valentine, another prominent vaccine critic, died of COVID-19. Well, maybe people get the message? I don't know. Thousands rally for voting rights all over the country on the anniversary of the March on Washington in 1963. 30 Yemeni soldiers killed in attack during military exercise. Okay. Israel launches new airstrikes as on Gaza. Soldiers use live fire on Palestinian protesters. It's very nice of them. Kidnapped Nigerian children freed after months in captivity. Are the kidnappers being held accountable? Mexican authorities attack caravan of U.S.-bound asylum seekers. So why are they attacking the caravan? Why are they attacking them? They're coming here seeking asylum. So why is Mexico interfering? I don't know. Extinction Rebellion actions in London demand fossil fuel divestment. Indigenous groups gather in Brazil's capital as High Court nears major ruling on land rights. I hope the indigenous peoples win. Evacuations ordered as Caldor fire threatens Lake Tahoe Basin. Senator Bernie Sanders touts $3.5 trillion spending bill. in conservative and swing states. I wonder how he's doing with that. I don't know. I hope that they agree to that. Now, okay. Now, Senator Bernie Sanders, thank you. Los Angeles City Council commemorates El Salvador's missing and murdered people fleeing from El Salvador. They flee from Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras because that's where they have these real right-wing abusive governments. So we help put in place and keep in place. Ed Asner, acclaimed actor and labor and political activist, dies at 91. He's a good man and good shows. At least 110 killed in suicide. At least 110 killed as suicide bombers strike crowds outside Kabul airport. That was a few days ago. Illinois reinstates mask mandate, while Texas bans vaccine mandates. Crazy government in Texas. Abbott. All right, let's look at some in a little more detail. Israel launches new airstrikes on Gaza. Soldiers leave live fire in Palestinian protesters. Israel launched another round of air attacks on Gaza over the weekend. The military said it's struck Hamas sites in response to incendiary balloons launched from the besieged territory. Meanwhile, as protests continue in Gaza demanding an end to the Israeli blockade, Israeli forces again fired live rounds, tear gas, and stun grenades at crowds Saturday, injuring at least 11 people. Everyone has the right to protest. In related news, Omar Hassan Abu al-Nil, a 12-year-old Palestinian child who was shot in the head by Israeli forces during a protest in Gaza last week, has died of his wounds. And in occupied Jerusalem, a 17-year-old Palestinian teen identified as Ali Bergan was killed this weekend when a wall collapsed on him while he was helping his neighbors, who were forced by Israeli forces to demolish their home. So how can you force people to demolish their home? Why is the U.S. going along with that? We give them money, and they use it to harm the Palestinians. And meanwhile, the occupied West Bank, Israeli Defense Minister Benny Gantz met today with Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas in the first high-level meeting encounter between the two Israel and Palestine leaders in a decade. Okay. Now, okay. Now, okay. How are we doing here? All right. There's something. Oh, yes. Ed Asner, an acclaimed actor and labor and political activist, dies at age 91. I like watching his shows. Hope he has a happy home in heaven, was well taken care of. Beloved Hollywood actor and longtime activist Ed Asner has died at the age of 91 at his home in California. On screen, he was best known for playing newsman Lou Grant, first on the Mary Tyler Moore Show, then in his own spin-off. Off-screen, Asner was an outspoken activist for union and labor rights, including during his tenure as the president of the Screen Actors Guild. He condemned President Reagan's support to the right-wing military government in El Salvador and raised funds for medical relief in the country. His activism led CBS to cancel his program, The Lou Grant Show, in 1982. You know, CBS is a station I do not like. I watch ABC, NBC, PBS, MSNBC, CNN, Democracy Now! With Amy Goodman, and WBAI, it's a radio show. So Lou Grant, I wish that show had continued. CBS, shame on you. Asner frequently spoke out against American imperialism and perpetual warfare in October 2002. Asner spoke to Democracy Now! Shortly before taking part in mass protests against the Iraq War, and just after then-President George W. Bush received backing from House leaders to invade Iraq. And Asner said, "This is to demonstrate that these acts will not be done in our name. We do not sign on to these acts, such as a unilateral invasion of Iraq and to the abrogation of civil liberties in this country to pursue these warlike acts by this administration. CBS, I didn't know that they canceled your show because CBS, I didn't know that you canceled Lou Grant's and as a show because of his activism for people. CBS, you're not on my list. That's for sure. All right. Now, so what else is new? I don't know. A lot of things going on in the world. Okay. That's what we have. What I don't understand is we spent 20 years in Afghanistan, in Iraq, a little less than that, and nothing has been done. We've demolished these countries. We haven't done anything for their infrastructure, education for the people, etc. Both countries have terrorist groups reigning supreme, and here we are. Now we're leaving Afghanistan, but what did we accomplish? I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, how about a little music? Okay, today I'd like to sing, okay, World of Our Own, written by Tom Springfield of the Springfield Folk Group. His sister was a part of that group as well, and she went on to become an international singing star. Okay, here we go. World of Our Own. Close the door, light the lights. We're staying home tonight, far away from the bustle and the bright city lights. Let them all fade away. Just leave us alone, and we'll live in a world of our own. We'll build a world of our own that no one else can share. All our troubles will leave far behind us there, and I know we will find such peace of mind when we live in a world of our own. Okay, that's World of Our Own. Hope you liked it. Thank you for tuning in this evening of Monday, August 30th, 2021, for another meeting of Carolyn Speaks the Stereo World. Hope you're back with us again tomorrow. In the meantime, stay safe, take care of yourself and others. Wear a mask, practice social distancing, and when a vaccine is available for you and it's safe for you to take it, I would take it. Had mine May 27th. I'm doing good. I had 2 sore arms, and I was tired for about a week, but I'm good now. Thank you very much. Good night. Stay safe. And remember, kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. Good night.